Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason, Art of Creation Homestead here, and I'm gonna give you 4 easy tips, 4 quick tips on saving time in your garden. Okay, honestly, if you're in a situation we're in, the more you want to do, the more time it takes, the more you feel like you can't do it, and then all of a sudden you sound like you don't want to do it anymore because I ain't got time for it all. Well, here we got 4 tips for you. Okay, 4. All right, that's gonna save you a load of time in your garden. All right, first tip we're gonna show you is using your pine shavings from either your baby chicks or your big chicks, doesn't matter, in your garden. All right, what that does though is it helps suppress weeds and it helps to retain moisture. Okay, so it's going to help you in both areas along the way. Here's a section that we have taken and we've using pine shavings from our baby chicks. Okay, it's from our brooder, and when we clean it out, we dump it out here. We've been dumping it in the rows, and it's going to help to suppress some weeds, and it's going to help to retain moisture. Okay, that way when we water and especially when the rain falls, this stuff is going to retain moisture. It's going to keep the ground from drying out too bad, and it's going to help your plants along the way. And also it will help to suppress some weeds. Now you're all going to still get weeds through that stuff, okay, but what that does do is it helps you to pull the weeds out easier. Okay, and then also another long-term benefit is it's going to help your soil out in the long run. All right, our second tip is vertical gardening. Okay, like our cucumbers. Our first year we were planting cucumbers, we just let them grow on the ground, and it took us forever to find cucumbers because they grew up and vined up in all sorts of different ways and across the entire garden. And we had cucumbers planted, grown rows over from where we had them before, and we could never find them all, so it took us forever to look for them. But now we trellis them on this right here. Okay, this is just welded wire on a T-post. Okay, welded wire on T-post is all this is, and we trellis them right here. See, they start vining up. They'll latch on here. See, they're all latching on, and then you'll have cucumbers hanging on top of this welded wire, and you won't have to search for them. You walk behind it, and you can just see them very easily. So it saves you a lot of time in hunting cucumbers. To be honest with you, you don't realize how much time it actually took to find them, but this works a heck of a lot better. All right, our third tip is probably our biggest time saver. I gotta be honest with you, because we plant so much here in our backyard. You wouldn't believe how much we get planted, but it can take hours to water it all. I mean, I can't stress that enough. If we had a hot, dry summer, which we've had in the last 2 years previous to this, and if you look at today and yesterday, going to be that way again. But it can take hours to water it all. So we've invested last year, or 2 years ago, in some soaker hoses. This year we stepped up our game even more, and soaker hoses with a splitter. All right, this right here. That's the name of the game. Running soaker hoses across your garden. We're not gonna have them ran everywhere, but we're gonna have them across our tomatoes, peppers, behind our beans, and through these bean beds right here. I'm gonna show you, and through these, because those bush beans, they're getting really hard to water once they get tall like that, because we don't like to soak the tops of them down, because if the sun was to come out, if they're wet when the sun comes up in the morning, then it can scorch the leaves and really harm the plant. So we'd rather bottom water, but they're hard to bottom water because they're so thick and full. So we're gonna run soaker hoses in through here, okay, because we got them in rows. So we're gonna run soaker hoses up through here, and then around the other side, back down that way, and everything else. But it's the flat soaker hoses, okay? I want to stress that enough. It's the flat soaker hoses that we're gonna also run down through here. So you can see we got this started right here, and we are going to run it all the way down through there, back up around the other side, back up this way, and down through there, and then down around the peppers. So we got 4 50-foot soaker hoses that we're gonna run, and you're thinking, well, how can you run them all at once? You don't need to. That's where this comes in. All right, this switch right here enables or disables it to get water to that hose. So the quick connects are not here yet. We've bought some quick connects as well. They'll be here later, but we'll have the quick connects, which will allow us to attach this splitter to the water hose more quickly, and that way we're not having to sit here and screw that on, which is not that bad, but we ain't got to sit there and fiddle with it. We have the quick connect, just attach them real fast, and whichever lines we want running is the ones we enable. So that's probably our biggest time saver, to be honest with you. But the last one may be one of the most beneficial long term, and that's this, the wheel hoe. All right, with the cultivator tines, you can see here, we need to clean that off, but you see how much it picks up. And we use this to hoe the garden. All right, right here, it can take so much time to hoe these rows up and keep weeds out of these rows of your garden. But using this wheel hoe, you can plow up the rows of your garden, loosen the soil, and keep these weeds from coming back time after time after time. And that is so much quicker than using a hoe on your garden. So that wheel hoe is a game changer for us. We got that this year, and it's made it so much easier to keep our soil soft, keep the weeds out, and you're not having to stand out here in the hot sun banging like weeds with an old hoe, okay? But now look, those are 4 easy, quick tips that you can use. Like this wheel hoe, we can probably do every row in this garden in about 30 minutes flat, to be honest with you now, because that's a lot of rows in and out. But the main sections, 20 minutes or less, no doubt, and it would take a few hours beforehand, honestly. So, especially after hard rain, that's the biggest deal. When you have hard rains, this wheel hoe still works. And this old-fashioned garden hose, they work, but it's a lot more effort, a lot more energy to use. And this wheel hoe keeps your soil soft, and it really does it for the duration of your year, and makes your soil better the next year as well. But we'll leave a link to all these things that we're using, by the way, in the description below for anything that you may be able to purchase on your own. We'll have it there, especially the soaker hoses and everything that we're using, because that setup is a game changer, to be honest with you. All right, again, we appreciate you guys watching. Again, check the show notes, check the description below for any links you may want. The sucker hoses, we'll put the quick connects there, which we haven't gotten yet, and the splitter, which has been amazing. We have that there. The wheel hoe is there, and then you can also get the welded wire and T-post at any Tractor Supply or Farmer Supply store, and honestly, probably even like a Menards. They used to have a lot of wire options for you there. And so now Angela K is gonna keep using the wheel hoe in the garden because she wants that sucker done. And now we appreciate you guys watching. Okay, now if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications. You don't understand how important that is to you if you want to see our content, but also to us to keep our content getting out there to more people. So we do appreciate y'all watching. We love you guys so much. God bless you, and goodbye.